Hello, welcome back to my channel. Just in case you're new here, my name is Kay and I make videos about daily planning, home and garden planning, and budget planning. Today, I'd like to do a weekend review with you. First, let me say it's very early. Cheers. You guys know the drill by now. I like to film very early in the morning, generally when nobody's awake and the house is quiet, nobody being my husband. But this morning, we're both awake early because we have my husband's mother's funeral service today. So we're going to have a very early departure. Let me open up my binder. I continue to love my DIY binder. Just in case it's your first time with me, I have a homemade binder that I use for my daily planner. And it's set up very much like you might see a regular planner setup. I have my word of the year. I have my books that I'm reading. I have a section on health. I have a section on just big memories from the year. I have a section on goals and 25 acts, 25 times in 2025, which I continue to progress on. I have a social media section and a master calendar section that has all the events for the year, and then I go into my monthlies. So let's turn to March. Today is the 24th, so I'm going to review the week prior with you. I've been sharing in my videos how I struggle with washi tape and well, I just don't generally use a lot of stickers in my planner, but I always lay down washi tape because I like the way it makes my pages lay. And it always gives me a headache, a creative headache every week to get that set up because the washi tape tends to choose the colors I use on the page. And I've just never been wholly pleased with what I have. It never seems to go with what I would love to see on my pages. So I started making it. And this was actually the first theme page that I made. I wanted to start by first trying a thicker washi tape to see if I like that. This week was 80s themed, and I was inspired by a TikTok video that I saw about how in the 80s we used to drink from the hose. So I just kind of listed some more things here that I did in the 80s, and then I made this washi tape that had a lot of the 80s sayings that I said all the time. Gag me with a spoon. Oh my gosh, I think I made everybody nauseous with how often I said that. No duh, psychedelic, bite me, barf me out, gnarly. So I'm really pleased with that. In fact, I was so pleased with making this that I started making for my home and garden planner as well. And you can see here, I've already set up this week. I wanted something with books. I was really enjoying a book that I was reading, and I just kind of wanted to take a snapshot of that. So I set up some washi tape with books, and I had a kitty here. My daughter lost her cat this past week, and that was a really hard loss for her. So I just was inspired to have a little kitty on there and books. So yeah, and that kind of set up the color theme for my page. Oh, and if you want to see, I'll probably show it at the front of the video, just in case you don't particularly want to hear about my weekend review, and you're only here to see the DIY theme pages. I've set up April, and I started to do something a little different. I started to make the, little stickers that go for events, and these are all the birthdays that I have. I just haven't filled them in. I was really into I wanted something for Easter, so I set up that theme, and I did it on my April page, my monthly page, and then I also went ahead and laid out the actual week of Easter with some more theme work. So yeah, I'm really digging that, and gonna give it a try for a while. We'll see where it takes us, right? Okay, so what did I get up to this week? Well, I have the usual layout. Over here, I like to list my to-dos, and a blank page for me looks like this. I like to leave all of this open and this open, and I tend to doodle throughout the week here, and I put my trackers down here. So my to-do list, this is everything that's generally I try not to put a lot of home and garden here on this daily planner, but more of my office stuff and things I might need to purchase or do or call, and so forth. I do have some regulars I put here because I just like to make sure that I fill in my extra time with them, and that is filling my vitamins, and watering plants, house plants. I forget that. If I don't put it on my daily planner, I will forget to water them. Doing a face mask, that's part of my self-care commitment. Doing laundry. This week we was unusual because the weekend past, Mom and I went over to my daughter's house. We're helping her pack. And she had a lot of bulky laundry that, like, blankets and stuff that are difficult for her to wash in the laundry that she has there in the apartment complex. So we brought them home for her and washed them. Dog food, getting that stuff, ordering gardening gloves, setting up the April. You can see it's just a lot of office stuff. We had some stuff that we needed to set up for this morning's service for Paul's mom. And yesterday, my husband had a retreat at our sanctuary, which was amazing. It was a beautiful day. So I wanted to bake some cookies and some bread. I have this recipe for a flax nut bread that's just really incredible. Cheers. Okay, let me see it here. Let me put this over here. I forgot to take that to my room last night. Okay, so this is my daughter's kitty cat. Her name is Annie. We've had her not very long. She was about maybe 9 years old. We got her from a kitten. She had a really a really sad start. We rescued her. She was found the only survivor of her mom was hit by a car, and we don't know what happened to her siblings, but she stayed by her mom's body. And so we rescued her when she was really, really young and little. She always had a lot of uniqueness to her behaviors, a real skittish girl. She never grew very big, and unfortunately we lost her early. We think maybe a heart issue. I'm just gonna turn this off. I hear hubby. I'm gonna let him know I'm filming. Well, never mind. I heard him come and go. Maybe he heard me talking. Anyway, my daughter was amazing with her uniqueness and took really, really good care of her. But yeah, we think probably a heart issue or feline cancer. It was sudden. We didn't have any signs that she was ill. It was just one day she was eating and the next day she had passed. These are my trackers. I do the same thing every week. I track my hydration, taking my vitamins, just a global kind of, did I nourish my body today? Did I eat breakfast? Did I eat lunch? Did I have movement? Something I struggle with because I'm sitting most of the day for work. And am I productive in the morning and in the night? I really want to start to look at my nighttime routine and get out of the habit of coming home from work and just crashing. So I'm going to try to look at that and set up a routine like I do in my morning. I have the $1 million routine in the morning. It's a real easy routine for me. I'd like to find something for a good fit for night. Okay, let's see. Monday. My work week felt a lot better. Friday was an early day for me. I had one long day or 2 longer days, but otherwise I was able to find balance the other days, so that's really good. I continue to use this little bubble, and every morning when I come in and do my planning, I write 3 goals that I want to focus on and make sure I achieve that day. And sometimes they're just really simple, like do some filming, make sure I pack my breakfast and lunch, work on my work pages for my planner, my work planner. And sometimes they're bigger things, but it just helps me focus on the essentials and not get overwhelmed with things that aren't really important. So let's see, I don't think anything happened. It was a pretty normal day on Monday. Tuesday, pretty normal day. And I had a really good day health-wise on Tuesday, eating breakfast and lunch, and then I got fast food for dinner. So there you go. Wednesday was the day that my daughter's cat passed. I had just gotten home from work, and hubby and I were like, oh, we're so tired. Let's sit on the couch and watch a show. And we were getting ready to change our clothes to kind of nestle into the couch, and I received a call from my daughter, and she was so incredibly distraught. She lives about an hour away from us, but we hopped in the car and drove over. And my husband, of course, being the amazing man that he is, helped, say a prayer over Annie. And we bundled her up and brought her back here to the sanctuary where she'll find her final resting place. So we spent some time with my kiddo just to make sure she was okay. And but it was a really late night for us. I started to track on Wednesday what I was eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just really saw I see the habits that I'm in, and I'm really trying to pull out of them. I don't know why I do this. I'm sure it's driven by exhaustion, emotions, all the things that drive our tendency to lean into things that aren't necessarily good for us. But you can see here, I start off, I have some veggie sausage for breakfast. I have some tuna, pickles, and yogurt throughout the day. And then I have chips, pizza, and licorice for dinner. And you just see that each day. I'm going to continue to track breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can see on Thursday, coffee for breakfast. I had no breakfast. For lunch, I had a banana. Basically, I had no lunch. For dinner, I had chips, licorice, and what is that? Oh, McDonald's. Friday, veggie sausage, egg salad, chips, and chocolate for lunch, and dinner was pizza. Yeah, and then here's my weight loss shot, Zepbound. So I don't know. The mind is a dysfunctional thing, y'all. Thursday, this was such a light day. You can see here because it was a really hectic day at work, and just swamped. Sometimes I have days at work where just getting a break to go to the restroom is challenging. Friday, short day at work. I stopped by the store. We were out of dog food. We do feed our dogs kibble, but we also make fresh food for them as well. And I have to cook food for them every few days. And it was just a relaxing night Friday. And that was my goal on Friday because I did have an intense day and this was such a late day for me. That Friday, I just set the goal, just relax. Let's see, Saturday, we had a disaster in the garden. One of our main hoses to our waterway system, to our raised beds, an area of our garden. We have several gardens, but one of them is called Starlight Hollow, and it's where we grow the majority of our vegetables, and we have our fruit trees. That main system broke. So that is a disaster for us because that back area has to be watered every couple days. So we're going to have to get on that. Ran some errands with Mom. She's still getting her nails done, although that will be her last trip. She wants to stop getting her nails done too. I'm no longer getting mine done since I got that fungus, and the fungus is now gone, but my nails were in such horrible shape. I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's like this oval, half of an oval shape in each nail bed, and that's where the gel nails were. It's so thin versus my regular nail, which is coming in much thicker. Yeah, my nails were in horrible shape, so it's been weeks since I had my gel off, and they're still, I just keep cutting them down. That's why they look like that. I just cut them down until my healthy nail grows in. Mom's gonna do the same. She thinks she has a fungus on one of her nails as well. So anyway, while she gets her nails done, I run some errands, and that bank was Mom's bank. You all know that in my budgeting videos, I have a bank that unfortunately is not local to me. It's quite a drive. But I did go to Michael's and picked up hubby is making some picture boards for his mom's service today, and I needed to pick up the boards. Did some work in the garden, and then pretty much prepared for the retreat that my husband was having. In case this is your first video, my husband and I co-founded an animal rescue, and we live here. Well, I'll tell you the whole story. We one day were living in the suburbs in a busy city, and I was living a very busy executive life, and he too was very busy with work, and we decided that we would start a animal rescue sanctuary. It was something that we wanted to do, and we started looking for land, and we found it, and we found a little over 9 acres of undeveloped land, just absolutely beautiful. It was way too expensive, so we basically just about took ourselves to the point of bankruptcy to purchase it. Had no idea what we were doing. The land itself is, we have several acres that are riparian zone, so it's a forest, oak forest, around a year-long creek. We're very close to source. We're right backed up against the mountain springs, so the creek is phenomenal, beautiful, Springwater Creek. And outside of that riparian zone, we have nature trails all throughout the 9 acres that my husband has been working on building, and those are stunning. And then we have a couple of acres that we've devoted to animals. So far we have rescued chickens. We've rescued chickens, but we've also rescued blind chickens. So now when any other sanctuary around us takes in a blind chicken, they give it to us, because we've become the experts on blind chickens, believe it or not. Pigs we've brought in, goats we've brought in, and we have a rescued dog as well. I think that's it, yeah. So we're growing, and that's amazing, but it was a really hard learning arc for us. We lived on the property. We built a very small house, very small being, I think it's about 1,400 square feet. While that was being built, we lived on the property in a trailer, completely off-grid, for a little over a year, and that was quite the adventure. Maybe we'll get on here sometime and talk about life off-grid, living in a trailer. The trailer's still here on the property. We actually use it now for storage and an animal care center. So we have all the animal emergency supplies and all the supplies we need for the animal care. But yeah, anyway, long story. Yesterday, hubby had a retreat with some of his friends, and we had about 10 people here, and Mom and I left to go to Sarah's, and my husband cooked lunch for them, cooked dinner for them, and they just had an amazing day. So yeah, while he was doing that, we went over to my daughter's and we helped her again with more packing, and she made us an incredible yummy lunch. After that, I came home, and it was just all about preparation for today. We're gonna leave the house pretty dang early. It's gonna be a long day on the road. The service is being held. It's about 2 hours away from us, but with traffic, it will take probably about 3 hours, maybe coming home about 3.5 hours. So lots and lots of driving today, and we're gonna leave shortly. So that's my weekend review. If you've hung in till the end, thank you very much. I am gonna hop on and make a budgeting video. I have to get I still have not had time to go to the bank. I'm hoping after I get everything in order that I need to do, I'm gonna be able to hit the ATM for the cash that I need for cash stuffing. So I don't have to worry about running over to my bank, which again, I bank at a credit union, and it's quite the ordeal to go over. Okay, and on that note, I hope you all have an amazing, amazing week, and until the next time, may you be blessed.